can get all three of the new leaders from Three Brothers in this new art. So Jasper's obviously won one of those before he came here, and Xavier is playing a Dofi. So yeah, both thankfully not a mirror match. So we'll have to see how it goes here. Aggro versus slow control. As a winner, I'm not sure here. So since Jasper won here, does he still win the dice roll, or do they still have to dice roll for this?
They shouldn't have to dice roll. I believe Jasper just picks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He has gone undefeated all day, so we'll have to wait and see. So Xavier looking like he has a Jinbei and a Weevil combo, so that is very nice to see.
That's just full combo right there.
And yep, he is instantly keeping that. So fair enough to him. It looks like Jasper's also keeping his hand, but we didn't actually see what was in it. Sorry. But we're getting straight into it, and looks like Jasper has picked first.
All right. Big call out. All the Don is going to be gold.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I agree with that.
Okay. Having a teach as well.
Not bad.
Really strong opening for Dofi because he can just put that Jinbei on top, play that Jinbei Weevil next turn, and just start absolutely hitting like a truck.
Oh, yeah, because both these players know that neither Dofi or Black Yellow really pops anything, so they're not really too in the danger zone at the moment, so they can just start, playing the 2-cost Luffy, the Blackbeard, without really any worry from their opponent. So
Depends on what's in Xavier's hand as well. If he has a Perona, you might not want to do teach this turn.
no, not necessarily, but I don't see a Perona there, and wouldn't be a bad idea just to help establish board, get some pressure on there, but that's what he does here. So just swinging a standard 5.
I mean, why even play Jinbei in rest mode if you know Black Yellow Luffy's are going to take it every day of the week?
Yeah.
And a law.
Interesting. And returning, fair enough to that. Does that mean that Jasper has to spend another 2 Don to, play that again if he wishes to?
Yep. Makes it a bit harder to do anything off of Hiyori as well.
Exactly. So at this point now, if Jasper does want to do that, he's going to have to play Hiyori and that baby Luffy again. Xavier just canceling was a 4-cost law.
Playing the Sabo.
Playing the Sabo. The winner Sabo, of course.
So we see the 3-cost Nami and Shirahoshi again popping up in this Black Yellow Luffy. I know it's been popping up pretty much for the last couple of rounds we've moved in, so it's always been an interesting thing to see how a lot of people thought Black Yellow Luffy was almost a solved deck, but people are finding these really unique tech choices that can just provide a tiny bit more utility than other cards.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully, unfortunately, we didn't see it in action last game or any of the Black Yellow Luffy games today, so hopefully maybe we can see if Jasper will play it today. But looks like
a Gravity Blade in hand is so incredibly nice.
Yes.
If you can establish a board first.
100%, yeah. And but Jasper as well also has the Gecko, so even if Xavier is able to get rid of his board, he can probably just re-establish it fairly easily if he sees what he needs to see. Well, let's see what's going on here.
There is a Jozu. That's really quite nice because you can just put that Jinbei.
Yeah. Apologies for the glare as well. They're right next to the window down there, so the sun's nice. It's basically setting at this point. It's about 5 o'clock here at the moment. But we can still tell what's been played.
Not attacking, okay.
Interesting. Fair enough. That is a fair call from Xavier here. Obviously, starving out Black Yellow Luffy is a typical play anyway, and, he knows best. He's a top 16 player, so...
Yeah. They have probably played this matchup multiple times across the day already, so...
100%. Looks like that window's being closed, thankfully, so get a little bit less glare for you guys. Playing another, that probably first baby Luffy. And just passing turn. Neither player want to be hitting each other. Luffy was that Jozu. Inside the block. Interesting. Okay. Might be fearful of that gravity blade, so that might be why. And just hard casting that Weevil there. 21. And just, yep, also just hard casting that bubble there.
Why not? Sets up your next turn, and then you can also, if you wish, you can put a Don on your leader and swing 6. It feels like that might not be the case here.
Oh, we'll see. Xavier just thinking if he wants to keep that on top, and he does. And just pass his turn there.
Just wants to try and establish a board so he can probably just hit from 3 to 0.
Yeah. I'm guessing his thinking is build board, and then next turn he can just Gravity Blade and just go from there.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, Jasper's in a bit of a tight spot here.
Yep. And the onus is on Jasper to self-awaken at this point, because Xavier's made it very clear that he's not the one who's ever going to be attacking until it's going to be relevant.
Nope, definitely not. So putting 2 on the Luffy, playing Hiyori, taking, looks like that was a Sabo, which is quite nice. And playing another, I'm assuming Wake and a Luffy, yep. Ooh, trashing a Baby Sabo, very nice with the Gecko play. And I believe that was the Searcher event, so let's see what he grabs here.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit disheartening seeing that leader at 7k base on your opponent's turn, or your next turn as the Dolphy player. You know, all your aggression is going to just be out the window.
Yeah.
And
which, you know, not a bad thing for Xavier here, because he then again does have that Gravity Blade, so he can just, you know, get rid of some cards on Jasper's field. Bit wasteful a little bit if Jasper doesn't pay anything else, but
it's also going to be interesting to see if he uses that Gravity Blade straight away, or if he's just going to try and hold it for as long as possible to make sure he gets the most amount of value out of it.
Yeah.
Because whilst bottom decking this, like, Self-Awakened Luffy is incredibly useful, maybe removing 2 Sabos is actually the better play.
Potentially. I mean, Jasper did just play Egghead Luffy here, and I think he's just thinking about if he wants to use ability to pop one of the 4 costs, or if he just wants to hold for turn. Which, if he does hold, it might be worthwhile for Xavier to use that Gravity Blade. Nope, deciding to trash it.
And I'll be shocked if Xavier counters out of an 11k.
Yeah,
swing.
no, getting rid of the Jozu there. But, you know, have we seen time and time again today with Dolphy, you know, getting rid of 2 cards means quite little to him. In fact, as well, I don't think Xavier has actually used leader ability this whole game yet. So
he hasn't.
And I know he has a Proner in hand, so he's probably going to be doing some setup now. Oh, interesting. Plays out the 10-cost card. Allows him to draw 4 cards.
Is huge.
I mean, Xavier definitely has the hand advantage now, or at least close to it. I'm not sure.
Hand advantage. We saw one of the cards he drew.
Yep.
And
he's having a good time right now.
Yep. He's got that pudding in hand, so Jasper's any advantage gained from having a big hand is just going to be out the window next turn.
100%.
And most likely it's just going to be a Gecko turn. But that Kaido is now just representing a massive threat every turn.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Like, a 12k swing is huge. Like, Luffy can't just accept that. Like,
no, 100% not. Does play his Gecko here, which, if Xavier does putting him next turn, not terrible, because I didn't see any other Gecko in his hand, so not end of the world if that does happen. But, yep, there's the second Sabo.
yeah, he's also probably going to be thinking about, is this Gravity Blade next turn going to be insane with this Kaido on field. Like,
It
it's
could well
going
be.
to, depending on how this turn sequences, it's potentially just going to
Yeah. Like,
steal game.
personally, I feel like if you're Xavier in this situation, you play pudding this turn, get them to low hand, and then next turn you play the Gravity Blade to get rid of the 2 Sabos, and then just swing, whatever
Yep.
was remaining. What's that? 15 was Kaido, because I think he's a 12k.
I am very thankful that putting Gravity Blade is not a combo. that
Yes,
you
thank
can do.
God. Thank you, Bandai, for not making pudding a free cost, because that would have been disgusting.
Alrighty, so
So he's got a scary field at the moment.
we've got the classic Self-Awakener 2, just win a Mihawks.
Which, fair enough.
Yep, probably going to take this 11k.
Yep. I think that may have been a Gecko Moria he drew there. Sorry, off life. Oh, interesting. He does the Gravity Blade first, getting rid of both the 5-cost Luffy and the Block Sabo. It's only go 12 into the 5-cost Luffy.
12 into 8. You know you're either like forcing a lot of cards out of hand for this.
Yeah, minimum 3 cards if he wants to save it.
Just lets it die.
Which, fair enough. Got freed. Oh, going 9 into leader. Interesting.
Hey, any card you can force out
Yeah.
of a Black Yellow Luffy player's hand is what you need to do.
Oh, 100%. And got that 2k out of there as well. Trying to blank on what her name is at the moment, but yeah, just 2k out of hand.
Markino?
That's the one. Thank you.
It looks like Xavier's also predicting here that Jasper might try and swing into the Kaido, and he was just filtering all the 2Ks to one side, so he's just like preparing to just drop that.
Yeah, which I think fair enough on both sides. Jasper needs to get rid of that Kaido, and Xavier wants to keep that Kaido on field.
Yep. So 5 Dom left, so probably not actually going to swing at the Kaido anymore.
Unlikely. I think I could be wrong here, but I think Jasper might be trying to look for a baby ace, because I'm not sure if he has one in hand.
If that is the case and he doesn't have a way to self-awaken, that is a huge Gravity Blade.
Yep, 100%. He does have the Makino, so he could just take it, but then obviously he'll be at 0 life, and yeah, it's not the ideal situation.
You lose a 2K as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can use leader to get 2 back. He does have another Gecko in hand, which is quite good.
One thing that's caught me off guard today is how loudly people are slapping their cards.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear this at all, but the double layered cards are just being slapped on the table like crazy.
Makes a nice clacking sound from across the room.
Yeah, we can hear. And we are in a very empty echoey room, so that might be it. But yeah, calm down, guys. Take some ease on your cards.
So he sees the baby ace, which is wonderful.
Yep, perfect. Oh, he drops the pudding. Interesting.
I mean,
Which
that's
is fair,
totally
yeah.
fair now because his hand isn't more than 5.
It's not scary anymore, particularly. And again, with that Kaido on field, you don't have to worry too much anymore. Does get hit by Gecko for 9 and takes it.
And is this just going to be another 11k? Another thing as well is Jasper's now sequencing his life, so
Yep.
he will end turn with life, which is wild.
Yeah.
Like,
But it also kind of indicates to Xavier that he's not in a great state if you have to end your turn with that.
all right, so
Interesting that he puts a Sabo in top of life as well, because he doesn't have any blockers at the moment. So if he does
He
swing,
does have a 3-cost Nami.
oh, apologies. Where's that? Oh yeah, there it is. Hidden away. Apologies about that. But yeah, just went into that ace there. Got rid of it. Oh,
Oh,
another.
wow.
Oh wow.
At this point, if you can just kill the Gecko, like...
Yep, goes into the Gecko. Jasper could save it, but would have to give up quite a bit to get out of it.
3 2Ks, yep.
Yep, fair enough to Jasper. I believe that last card in hand is Gecko. Oh no, it is just Garp.
So, with this turn of events, Dolphy looks to be in a pretty solid spot. It almost feels like it's Jasper's last turn now.
Yeah, I think, honestly, because he has a Garp, I think there was another baby in hand. I think the best he can do here is just, use lead ability.
Well, he can't even.
Yeah, that's the thing, he can't even use it. Yeah, because he has no self-awakeners anymore.
He feels like he has to just try and go for game here,
Yep.
which definitely might be doable. You have a 9K and a leader swing.
And you could also put some stuff on Garp as well. That's the other thing as well.
Yeah.
Garp just needs freed on, so at the very least it's one card out of hand. I mean, Xavier, don't know exact number of cards in hand, but we can see it on the side screen there, and it looked quite thick. But he has used quite a few 2Ks this turn, this game.
I do know Xavier has, I think it was double Mihawk and like 2 Jinbeis in hand.
Okay.
And maybe one other 1K counter. So if he does 11-13, which is the way you'll probably approach this to try and win,
Yep.
then Xavier can probably get out of it.
I have to see what he does here. Obviously, yeah, he's just doing that nap as
I'm
well.
very curious to see how Jasper's going to navigate this.
Going on 11 lead, taking that last life.
Really?
And 13 does.
Did I misread the cards in hand?
Well, yeah, he had nothing in hand particularly that he could do anything. It is a Garp and something else, so I have to see. So there's
9.
9. Can you get out of 13?
I don't think...
Is that 3 Jinbeis?
There was 3 Jinbeis and a Perona.
So
And
4...
was that, 13?
6, 8? That would have been 13 exactly?
Okay, I think he revealed a buggy as well, so...
Okay.
He had enough to get out regardless.
Okay, so Xavier, our first winner, first round. So they'll be moving on to game 2 now, just straight back into it.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely a rough spot for Jasper, the situation.
Xavier was on point with those gravity blades.
Yep.
Every single time he needed to rip that gravity blade to really get optimal value, he did.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because he didn't want to obviously do it when there's only one target. You always want to do it when it's 2.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it wasn't both the Sabos, but he still was able to take out the win, get rid of those self-awakeners, which in the end actually was more beneficial for him anyhow, just because it meant Jasper wasn't able to do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, going to
I've typically seen this matchup as Dolphy just trying to go really hyper aggro and then just try to win like by turn 3 or 4.
Yep.
Xavier's just like, no, this is how we actually do it at the top tables.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking the same. Just you go. I feel like in Luffy, you either go super aggro, so by the time they get to 8, they don't do anything. But Xavier's taking it to a slower level, slower pace. You play at my level. Play when I want you to play.
I mean, surely Xavier keeps this, right? It's got Marshall DT, it's got a Boa, it's got Gecko.
Another 10 cost, which...
It's got the 10 cost, which we all love.
Yeah.
But Jasper's now aware that he's running a 10 cost.
He is aware of that.
The top end for Blue Dolphy has always been a bit hit or miss. Like some people don't run any 10 drops. Some people run the 8 cost, the 10 drop Kaido that bounces an 8 cost and a 3 cost.
Looks like he did end up keeping that.
Xavier's now just like, I'm running the 10 cost that draws me 4.
I mean, even if Jasper's aware of the 10 cost now, it doesn't really matter because you want to go to less than 3 life anyway, so it doesn't really matter if he has it or not.
It's also just 1 damage you need to present. It's not a lot.
No, and if you're Jasper, you're going to take that damage more like not. So very similar to last game, he's just playing Blackbeard on on curve, just playing that straight out.
Did Xavier use leader effect at all last
I
game?
don't believe he did. He didn't need to. 'Cause he didn't play Perona. He did use Boa at one stage, but he didn't actually need to use leader effect after that.
See, that could have been any blue leader.
It could have been Croc.
Blue Croc, maybe. But
Maybe. I mean, hey, technically it could have been. Is Xavier just showing us that Blue Croc is viable with 7 Warlords engine?
stay tuned to find out.
So it looks like it's a Perona, Weevil, and I think that was a Blackbeard. Teach.
See, that Weevil there is so incredibly nice as well. When you've got the Jimbei in hand, Teach on field.
Yeah.
You can just hit that full combo.
Oh, 100%. Probably just trying to work out what he wants to do here with lead ability. Assume he's just going to play the Weevil, most likely. But looks like, yeah, he just passed there, so he didn't actually even do anything. Which, again, fair enough. Start that Luffy out. Jasper just hitting for 6 there, so I wonder if he could be changing his strategy at all, because obviously Xavier doesn't want to give him any of his characters, so is he just going to go hyper aggro as well? Like, flip the script, so black-yellow goes aggro, Dofi goes, control.
And he's countering the Gecko. Interesting.
He does have the Gecko, the Morio in hand, so he can just, get that Jimbei back, so it's not too much of a big deal for him.
And playing the Kuzan's always just a solid thing. It's a 5k attack.
Yeah.
It threatens removal of basically anything in the...
Oh, yeah, 100%. And the only thing that Xavier can do to deal with it if he has what's it called, the law from starter deck.
It also helps him deal with the 10-cost Kaido if it does make an appearance this game. So 4-drop Kuzan attack, neg 4, make it 6-cost. You then have the ability to play Gecko into Shirahoshi and then the Rocket Luffy, and you can then remove it.
Xavier just playing another Boa there, just to look at his top deck, see what he's
why not?
Checking hand. We know there was a Perona, Weevil, and a Blackbeard, so we don't know what he drew into. Assumingly just the Weevil. Oh, yep, playing the Weevil there, drawing a card.
I think that's definitely like one of the most best attacks you can do into Black Yellow Luffy. Just I don't care if you're going to remove this the next turn. It's drawn me a card.
Yep, it's just value right there. It's similar to the Kuzan. It's like, yeah, you can remove it, that's fine, but I still got the draw, so that's fine. Keep it around, it's extra. Similar to Weevil. You keep it around, cool. If not, that's fine.
Paying 5 for Sabo.
See what he gets into. Baby Luffy and another Sabo, very nice. And he's getting rid of Sabo and the Egghead.
No self-awakeners at the moment is...
Yeah, it's a little rough. I think he might have a Hiyori in hand. He's whipping through his deck quite fast, so I can't tell exactly.
Oh, I think that was a self-awakener 5-cost in his hand, but... Whoa, 2 10-cost Kaidos.
Alright, so Jasper's a 2-of man, which could be quite deadly.
I respect it. I think, honestly, like, you're at 8 on this turn. Do you just take it easy?
I think you do, to be honest, because...
You don't need to attack or anything, and then over the next 2 turns, you just play 2 Kaidos, draw 8, and...
Yeah. I don't think you need to worry too much, to be honest. The only thing of issue would be that that Kuzan there, but, like, really, not too much of a bother. Especially if you can see the...
Looks like there was a law bouncer on there as well, so you could also just...
That's what I mean. If he sees a law bouncer, just gets rid of it, and then as Jasper, you really got to risk playing that again.
There is also no other cost reduction on field, in trash, or in hand that we've seen.
Yeah.
So the Gecko wouldn't be able to pop the Kaidos regardless for this moment in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's just stacking that law straight on top.
Which, yeah, fair enough. Get rid of that Kuzan. Going for another 7. Yep. Getting rid of Prona, playing that Law, and then, yeah, just bouncing it back to hand to get rid of that Kuzan. Oh, no, baby Luffy. Very nice.
Getting rid of a baby. Nice.
Fair enough. Probably logic is, there's another 2 Don you have to pay for that card. I have nothing big on the field that you really want to get rid of because, you can just get rid of it with Egghead Luffy. So, no, that is fair enough to Xavier there to get rid of that.
Also, bouncing Cruzan means Jasper can just play the Cruzan again
That
next
is
turn,
true.
draw another card, and just keep digging for those self-awakenings that he might need. I also absolutely love how Xavier's, with the bouncing of the Law, he's now just freed up that slot for that Kaido if he slams down
Yeah,
next turn.
exactly.
There's like nothing that can be done about it. It's just inevitable, it feels like.
Yeah, at this point, and that's the thing as well, as you were saying, there's no real cost reduction at the moment besides the Kuzan. So Jasper's going to be working hard to get rid of it, and he just slapped down another Kaido the next turn as well. So it's almost like Xavier's playing him a little bit. Get rid of the Kaido. I got another one hand, no problem.
Jasper's also probably trying to play around pudding at the moment.
Yeah. But he did see Xavier trash it last game, so he does know he runs it.
And he's got 4 up.
Yeah. Which he just plays another Law.
And bounces it back to hand.
Which, fair enough. I mean, yeah, get rid of those little babies. They obviously can't really do anything at the moment, but again, it's just cards back into Jasper's hands. If he wants to use them, he has to pay for them.
One thing that's been really interesting to watch is, as we get to these top tables or this top 16 event, the usage of Law and Joser in Dolfamingo is vastly different from what it's seen like at more of a local level.
Yeah, definitely. What Xavier just did then, playing off Dofi, putting back to hand, and then just playing it again to get rid of 2 cards is just
knowing that it's not. I need to do this just to make sure I can win 4 turns down the track. By removing any threat like Baby on the field now, it's not a threat later on.
Oh, yeah. So playing the Makino there, with Second Life, I did see that there was a Luffy in there. Apologies, didn't see what the other card was. So assume he's probably just going to do the play he was going to do last turn.
Oh, it was a Sabo.
Oh, fair enough, Sabo. See what he gets. Not sure what he's digging for in particular. There's another Sabo, another ace, which is very nice. So I believe that is his 3rd Sabo. I think he has 1 in trash already.
He's got 2 in trash.
Oh, then he has seen all 4 then.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, so knowing that you've got a Luffy in life, you play the Luffy, you get the Self-Awakener, then you can just start going for game regardless. You've got your game plan online at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
It might have taken 5 turns, but
Damn, man.
Jasper got there.
Yeah, but looking back, Jasper had to do a lot of legwork to get here. It wasn't simple for him to do it. But it just shows how mastercraft he is at this deck, of how he can just, do what he needs to do, even if the opponent's not letting him do it.
Yeah. Xavier put him in a tough spot, and Jasper's like, okay, I've been in this many times already.
Yeah.
Give me a few turns. I just prefer it when people attack me so I can just get it all over and done with faster.
Yeah. This definitely is not Jasper's first top 16, so he knows what type of level he needs to bring to this event, and so does Xavier as well.
Honestly, the name is so familiar for Jasper that I feel like he's been in more top 16s than not in top 16s.
I'm fairly sure he has, definitely. The name does ring a bell. But that's the thing with Australian competitions. Usually the top 32 are always very similar people, or at least very recognisable names. Blocking with ball there. And just passing turn back there to Xavier. So he can play the Kaido at this point, so I guess we'll have to see what happens here.
You have to be a bit careful with wanting to play the Kaido this turn. It is a very tough decision in my mind. Okay, never mind, just slamming it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it really is. If Xavier didn't have the other Kaido in hand, I would be like, maybe. But the fact is, if Jasper does get rid of it this turn somehow, it's
Yep.
like you've used a lot of resources to get rid of it. I'm just going to do it again next turn.
I think Jasper's also navigated having a relatively low hand size, so putting is not as much of a threat
Yeah.
really well this game.
But that as well also means that if he does try to get rid of the Kaido, he's going to be at very low hand size. But it doesn't appear that he has anything in hand that really can do much for him, unfortunately.
A lot of babies and flampes.
Yeah, and no geckos, unfortunately. Play out the AK Luffy, most likely pop Boa. Yep. Draw a card. Another baby Sabo. So I guess it's just a question of Jasper here. Does he, play out the Sabo and then potentially do lead ability to get another couple Sabos out?
I think you definitely play the Sabo out so that you can just restock your life up even.
Yeah. Because we do know, Xavier obviously plays at the very least 2 Gravity Blades because he played that last game, so Jasper will be wary of that.
Swinging 7 with Cruzan, negging Kaido by 4. Interesting. Is there a yellow Sabo in the bin? No, that only carries a 5 cost, right?
It does carry a 5 cost, so yeah, he's one short here. But he could be just trying to play some mind games here with Xavier, being like, do I have the Ice Age in hand, And Xavier getting out of that. And Baby Sabo, yeah, he just seems to be playing just a little mind game there. Oh, there's the Gecko. That's what he needed. Would be unfortunate if Xavier does putting him now.
And he's also just put a baby ace in the trash, so he can start going for game soon.
Yep. And looks like Xavier took that. I believe that's a 2K.
He's hit a trigger. We know that.
Interesting. Okay. Trying to think, would it be a gravity? Yep, a gravity blade to bottom deck the Luffy. And it does let you bottom deck a 5 cost or less.
So this turn, Jasper still has 2 blockers up and a 5k Cruzan in rest. You're a 9k base leader.
Yep.
I think you just try and keep clearing board as much as...
Yeah, I think honestly just swing 5 at the Kuzan and then maybe swing 12. Oh no, I forgot about the Weevil there. So yep, that's gone. And 12 lead. And I assume he's just going to pop down the other Kaido.
Yeah, you kind of have to block this. You don't want to lose
Yeah.
Rocket Luffy in life.
No, it would be very valuable here.
Drew 4k off that Kaido, which is honestly not that bad when you've got a hand this big.
Yeah, not too bad. Looks like, what was it, a Boa 2 Jinbeis?
Yep, and then a Perona.
Very nice. So he can set up his turn. And he does have that putting in hand, so Shasta does get that big hand size.
When he riffled through his hand just then, it looked like there was very few 2Ks in that hand.
He has used quite a few 2Ks already this game, so I didn't see too many, but kind of hard to tell. I know last game he used quite a few, so it could have just been the shuffle maybe. He just didn't see too many again.
Yep, just the classic play a
Yep.
Sabo, play a Rocket Luffy, pop like the Weevil, draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a safe play. Jasper definitely is not playing on the back foot, but he has to be careful how he does it here. So I think, just making your board safe, making sure that, hey,
Doesn't even need to actually use the Monkey D Luffy.
Yep.
Just this turn, he can hold on until next turn so he can get that cheeky 6k swing in and then just immediately pop it.
Exactly. Like, that's the thing, if Xavier does have another Gravity Blade in hand, it's like, I know you're going to target the 2 Sabos, you're not going to card the Luffy. Help me, just does it. Fair enough.
Drew the third Gecko.
Very nice. Well, I guess we'll be knowing what to do next turn, but I guess we have to see what happens here.
Yep, the engine's basically online. You're playing a Sabo at least every turn. You're drawing 3, 4 turn with Monkey, the Rocket Luffy.
Yeah. And he's seen all 4 Sabo. I'm sure how many baby Sabos he's seen exactly, but he's seen enough that he can, keep doing this endlessly as long as he sees geckos. Sounds like it's just a conclusion of.
Yep. Venue is closing for everyone.
Yep, except us. We're still trapped here. But no, thanks for everyone who joined us today on the stream, and congratulations to every player who
Made top 16.
Yeah, and just in general, just congratulations to any player who came out today and gave it a go.
Yeah, I knew there were a couple of people from my locals that this is their first big event, so it was really exciting to see people trying to step up to the next level apart from locals.
Yeah, definitely. And got some good performance there. A top 2 top 32s and at least a 1 top 64. So congratulations to those boys. So yeah, just swinging 2 12s at the Luffy there. Blocking was one of the salvos. Will he block was the other one? That's the question. So the bomb deck that. And the question is, does Xavier have the third Kaido?
Is there a third?
Maybe, who knows? Could as well just be typical Jinbei Weevil turn. Just starts sending out board a little bit, get some pressure on, because even though Jasper has that Gecko for next turn, that means he doesn't have enough Don really to start doing swings on those big boys, big Kaidos.
Yep. And Dolfamingo's also moved away from the 3-cost blocker, so he's almost out of blockers in the blue side regardless.
Yeah, I think Boa's really the only blocker that Dofi plays right
Never
now.
mind, he's got the 4th Boa.
Yeah, he had it in hand before from
Okay.
that Kaido draw. Oh, interesting. Got a Weevil. It looks like another Lure, so I guess he's bouncing the Boa back to hand?
Could bounce a Marshall D Teach.
He could, I guess.
You don't necessarily need his effect. Well, never mind.
No, never mind. He's just setting up play, so I guess he's not going to bother. Looking again. See what he got.
Yep, it's still there.
Still the same. Nothing changes.
Unless.
No. I mean, he has his play down. I mean, he's good.
You can also do a cheeky then, like Marshall D Teach effect to put something on top of the deck.
You could.
And then swing 9 with lead. Just try to force one extra card out.
Which appears to be what he's actually doing here, which is...
I think he forgot to attach that Don, though.
No,
Yep. It's okay, Jasper's like...
He's on the ball. But nothing for lead ability now.
Forced out a 2K, though. That's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice as well. Because, Jasper's hand is getting lowish.
So we've got a crazy play here, I reckon, with that Gecko.
Yep. He does have already a Sabo in life, so hopefully he has another baby Sabo in hand, but I don't actually know if he does or not. But he might not need it, potentially, because Xavier is at 1 life, so I have to see what happens here.
There's quite a few 2Ks in that hand, it looks like. So
Yep, there's at least 3, I think there was. I'm not sure what the back
2,
one
2,
was.
and a 1.
Yeah,
we see the Gecko. I like how Jasper didn't even remove the 2 Don from lead.
Yep. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of stuck there. It is never leaving.
Does the classic draw 2. Here's where Xavier's going to pivot to a deck out angle as well, clearly.
Yep. I mean, his trash is definitely bigger than his deck right now, so have to see what happens here. But yeah, probably going to be playing maybe one of the self-awakened Luffys and, I don't know, maybe Ace or something. I don't know if you would want to risk putting your Sabos there.
And this is like the difficult thing about Black Yellow Luffy. You have to try and plan your life turns in advance, not knowing what your opponent's going to be doing, but you have to just try and make that prediction, make that read.
Yeah. So just played the Egghead Luffy there to pop the Boa, and Xavier has just blocked there with his other Boa. So 1 in life for Jasper, 2 big Kaidos for Xavier, and then, a teacher and then just lead.
Jasper's hand is also now down to 3 with no other Geckos.
But he does have 2 blockers on field, so he can theoretically survive this, depending how
it plays out.
Yeah, because it looks like, I could be wrong, I think Jasper has 2 Hioris, a Baby Ace, and a Garp.
Okay. So if you're Xavier, you're hoping to maybe play Gecko to just even play a blocker again? Like
potentially, if you can draw into it, maybe.
I mean, you've got a hand of, 13 cards still?
Yeah, definitely a deciding moment here, because, he's lost both his blockers.
Do we also agree here that just swinging at the Gecko Moria is probably going to be more beneficial for Xavier's game plan, or do you reckon it's just keep hitting life.
It depends if he has a gravity blade in hand or not, because I feel like... Because I think Jasper's blocking regardless if,
True.
Xavier goes for life or for Gecko, so yeah, I don't think it really matters too much. Yep, so he's looking, see what he gets here. Finds a law, looks like a Jozu.
At this point, maybe, just 2k counter.
Just grab a 2k. So he might just be trying to defend up this turn in case it doesn't work out for him this turn, which totally fair enough.
And that Xavier has to be asking himself, is there going to be that fourth Gecko?
Yeah. We as commentators know it's not, but yeah.
I mean, he can top deck.
Yeah. And also the fact that he's gone through so many salvos this game kind of probably indicates that he's most likely got one.
That did look to be at the Gecko, so...
Yep. And then going at the other one, will he block it? Because Xavier does have all his, except one Don, he has all the remainder left. So technically, Jasper could save it here, could give those 2 Hioris up to get to 13. But that does leave up. It looks like he...
The more and more cards you burn from a black-yellow Luffy player's hand, the happier you are as any other deck.
No, 100%. So unfortunately, haven't really seen what's in Xavier's hand as of late. So see what he's doing here. Has he got another Boa potentially? Or maybe even a Gecko to get
Add
that Boa?
Boa, yeah.
Just a reminder that it is now time to vacate the building. Thank you so much, and we'll see you back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Check-in for Treasure Cup.
Going into that Gecko again, getting that Law, bouncing back that Sengoku.
What happened to the Marshall D Teach?
I'm not sure.
How did both the Sengoku and the Marshall D Teach get back to hand?
Did he grab the Teach as well? Or
Oh, wait, no, did he...
He grabbed the Sengoku off the Law, but I'm not sure what happened to the Teach.
Did he bounce the Teach off the Law effect?
No, he bounced the Sengoku. Maybe. He might have missed
because like you have to return one to bounce one, right?
Oh, yeah, he must have done that, yeah. Maybe.
Just even more counter in hand.
Yeah,
he knows,
even more.
He knows Luffy's going to go for game this turn.
Yeah. Sorry for missing that, guys. As I said in the last game, these are high-level players. They're just going for it, and we're trying to keep up as best we can. But, Jasper's in a pretty good position here, to be honest. He's got 2 9Ks. No Gecko, but getting out for 10 there.
So he just used 3 1k counters. So if I was Jasper, I was like, okay, he does not have that many 2ks in hand. He might have none left.
At the same time, Xavier could also be trying to confuse him here. It's like, oh, I'm just using my 1k, so that way you think I have no cards in hand.
Yeah, attack me, please.
Yes, yeah.
Go all in.
So yeah, either Xavier's bluffing here like crazy, or he does have quite a few 2Ks in hand here, but we'll have to see what happens here. And if then Jasper wins this, we'll be going to round 3.
He still has a massive hand.
Mm.
So with no Don attached, I feel like Xavier just has to counter out of this one. Jasper has a Gecko in hand?
Oh, he does. Oh, okay. He must have top decked that.
Wow. What a top deck.
Oh, he has got out of that.
Yep.
Very interesting. So I feel like if you're Jasper, just play Gecko, get that Rush Ace out. Not sure, because yeah.
I mean, do you still just go for the Sabo line as well?
I don't know, because we're unsure how many cards exactly Xavier has in hand. So if he brought out the Rush Ace here, which he might be doing, he can hit him from 7. So he can hit him for 7, 11. Oh, there you go. Sponsor of the show. Which is Yeah. Xavier has 3 cards, and I feel like he's almost just going to fold here.
There is a
Yeah.
2K in there, though.
It is a 2K.
So Xavier actually gets out of that.
Yeah, it looks
Ace
like, what is
attack.
that, a 2K or 1K? Because the other Sengoku, I'm not sure if he trashed that at all. And then whatever the back card is, so that's potentially 7 to 8K he
I
has.
don't know what you're thinking about. Like, you have to counter out of this attack. Like,
Yep.
11, you take, and then the motions just go through.
Yep.
12, 12, 15.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll have to see.
No, hang on. You can even confirm it with, like, 13, 13, 13.
Yeah. Just has 2 cards. One's a 1K, and I didn't see what the other one was.
If they were both 2Ks, though.
It don't really matter either way. Just, as you said, going through the motions here. But, good performance from both players here. Jasper, Xavier playing a really amazing slow game here. And, there's the fist bump. And congratulations, Xavier, making it to top 8. But congratulations to Jasper as well for a great performance for today, and also just getting to top 16. Doesn't go home empty-handed.
You don't normally see 10-drop Kaido draw 4 in Dofi, but it worked out really nicely in this match.